Hi everybody, I'm Guidotti. I'm CEO and lead design of Grendel. We are a tech suite for the financial services industry, and we're going to cover a bit of that today, what we do. And what I'd like to start with is the advisor. So there's three pools of wealth in our industry. The biggest pool of wealth is managed by advisors, and this is pretty much why we're all here. We need to make sure we take care of those advisors so they can continue to keep that pool of wealth and grow. Now, when I first started off as I got out of college, I was a finance and economics major, got out of college, got my Series 7 and 65 and 63, and I started in a firm, and I was really excited to become an advisor. And in my mind, what was going to happen when I became an advisor was I imagined sitting down in front of the clients, giving them reports, talking about the different ways we can help them and all that kind of stuff. And when I started actually becoming an advisor, I found that that was a very small portion of what I actually do. Most of my time was spent working on managing the actual firm. Now, I wasn't by myself. I was in a team-based environment, so it wasn't like I was even having to do my own filing and all that kind of stuff, but still a tremendous amount of my time was spent not with clients. Now, when I wasn't with clients, I wasn't growing the wealth of the firm, and I certainly wasn't growing my own wealth. So we started developing Grendel to help make that solution. Now, as you're an advisor, there's a lot of things that do add to that drain. And this is just a short list. Obviously, compliance. I was going to put it up there twice, but we can shudder only once so many times seeing the word compliance. So compliance takes a lot of our resources. And not just the audits we have to go through, not just making sure we're doing record keeping right, we've got the complaint folder and all those other things we've got, but it's everything we do throughout the day. We have to think about it from a compliance standpoint. And it is a drain. Managing our clients and our prospects. All right, we have a book of business, but how are we going to grow it? How are we going to continue to bring more assets in there? How are we going to make sure we ensure not only our own livelihood, but the livelihood of the firm? Multicustodial inconsistencies. So I've got some accounts here, I've got some accounts there. Whenever I need to do some things at custodian A, I can't do the same thing at B. The record keeping isn't together, and it's really time consuming. Account management. Now, back when I started, this was in the mid-90s, I remember one of the things I had to do throughout my day as I was updating accounts was, for some of the accounts held away, I actually had to call up and get the latest NAV, put it against the units and values, and start doing some calculations based on that. Now, tech has come a long way in that, but we're still doing a lot of effort in how we're managing where is the money, not just the money I have, but what about the accounts that are held away? And that's becoming back to issue number one, compliance. Compliance officers now expect you to know not just about the accounts you have, but the accounts that are held away. Some even want to go as far as to know the exact allocation of those funds. And finally, documentation, record keeping, and forms. Now, all of you have the forms taken care of. You're using Laser app. But the rest, still a challenge. And all of this kind of can be summarized into an information process overload. We're not managing our clients. We're not sitting down with them and making decisions and growing their wealth and growing our wealth. We're managing a practice. So what's the solution? Technology, right? We all hear that. Now, I say applause is optional because does everybody say technology solution? Well, yeah, we kind of hear that. But a lot of times when you implement technology, sometimes the cure is worse than the disease. Why is that? Well, at the head, one of the things that all the experts agree and say is the most important thing everybody should have, those three little words you guys all want to hear, contact relationship management, CRM. This is the information touchstone. This is where everything is. It's the first thing the advisors turn on in the morning. It's the last thing they turn off at the end of the day, and this can consolidate everything together, and it's supposed to be this wonderful solution that can solve everything. But a lot of times it doesn't do that. And that has to do with how CRM is defined. So let's look very quickly at the evolution of CRM. In the beginning, back in the Mad Men days, everybody had Rolodexes, and that's where it started. Computers started to come online. Then we got some electronic Rolodexes, like Outlook. Now this is interesting. The second step down, the electronic Rolodex for Outlook. This is the #1 CRM system out there. 51% of advisors are either using that or nothing. That's their CRM. That's what they're using to run their practice. Now next on our evolution, we come up to true CRM. So actual CRM systems, more advanced than Outlook, where we're containing prospecting information and that kind of fun stuff. But it gets better. We get purpose-built CRMs. Now with purpose-built CRMs, the great thing about them is they're designed around us. They understand advisors and what we need to do. That's where we're starting to get things like account information in, compliant storage of files. All right, now we're really starting to talk. Now the final step in the evolution is purpose-built cloud CRM suites. And that's where we are today. So the wrong solution is the wrong technology. That's what I spoke about before. When we say technology is the solution, well, it isn't always the solution if you use the wrong technology. That's what most are doing again. They're using Outlook. The danger zone is using the wrong technology. Not just using the wrong technology, but not having the right technology in place. Competing with robo-advisors, the competition. If you're not giving the right technology to your advisors, somebody else will. Compliance, both internal and external. How can you expect to go through an audit successfully and quickly if Outlook is the centerpiece of your technology? And finally, look at any magazine. What do you see every other article? Succession planning. How are we going to not just value that wealth, but be able to transfer that as the baby boomers are retiring and retain that within our firm and under our umbrella? Well, if you have a tech platform that can put that all together, you've got a very easy solution. So the right solution is the right technology, also known as Grendel. We are CRM that's purpose-built. We're performance reporting, account aggregation, paperless office, client portal, partner and custodian integrations, and a lot more all in one package. We're experts at helping people implement this type of solution and tell you how you get from that point A, where most people are doing it wrong, to point B, where you're doing it right. So are we CRM? Absolutely. We're CRM and we're a heck of a lot more, and we'd love to talk with you a bit about how we can move you from that point A to point B. Thanks, everyone.